Hello, welcome to the Land Tamer stream tonight. It's Thursday night. 3 days to go. Oh, 1 second, guys. I got volume reverberating here. Issue I still haven't figured out. Yeah, 3 days. I'm feeling good though. I got a good night's rest. Had an enjoyable day today. You know, I've got today off, and I have tomorrow off. So I'm feeling good about that, just period. You know, it's been a long time. I was a little nervous yesterday because I was having to get everything ready. You know, hand off, tie loose ends as much as I could, you know, before taking this much time, being this much time out of the office, quote unquote. But yeah, had a great, very productive day so far. I wanted to stream a little early because I want to have a good rhythm into this evening. Doing my study. So let me tell you what's up though with 3 days and what do you do 3 days before an exam? You know, a big exam like this. For me, it's big. It's very big. First of all, wallpaper of the day. Big announcements today from NASA. They found traces of strong carbon material from the Curiosity rover. Awesome, exciting stuff, man. I love this little guy. I mean, I almost have like an attachment to them. I've seen a model of this at Kennedy Space Center. They have a couple of different models. It's really cool to go there and see that in like a little Mars exhibit. And this is a photo that was released, part of a panorama. But yeah, that and traces of methane variations. So good stuff. Not conclusive that there has ever been or ever will be life on Mars, but it is definitely something positive discovery. New scientific data that is useful. So, but yeah, let's get into what we're talking about here. Make sure the chat, anybody wants to chat. I know it's off hour here. Most people are used to me being on at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's really early on the Pacific Coast and other places in the world, but you know, this is what we got to do today. So, in the stream in the next few days is not, likely not going to be at 7 p.m. either. It will be during the day, and at Cisco Live, it'll be at very odd times. So, although we live streamed, I'll try to put what I can on YouTube like this. Of course, anything I do at home, I'll still be uploading to YouTube within a few minutes, usually. But yeah, 3 days ago, one thing I found 2 days ago, actually, when I was doing a little testing, drill testing in BOSON, the BOSON ExamSim software, I found a new feature that I'd seen it before, but I didn't realize how useful it was. I was, as I mentioned in my last stream, struggling a little bit with ISIS adjacencies, and I think I had gotten that straight, and I wanted to test myself again on that. So there's a really cool keyword search feature in BOSON where if you use the right keywords, they'll essentially give you all the questions related to that particular topic. A couple things you have to do, right? So I've got it up here in my virtual machine. If you go to modify it, well, first you have to do a custom exam, right? Which grays out these options, but there's still all the options here. You can randomize question order, randomize answer order, and I usually have these off, of course, as I've mentioned this before. Show current score during exam, show the number of answers need to be correct. Only show answer and explanation when I click the show answer button, right? I'm going to undo smart mode here. I've got this disabled everywhere now that I'm using it, but something is wrong with my green screen. What is going on there? Is that right? Yeah, that's weird. And it only does it here. Anyway, we'll keep going, guys. I'll fix that. I won't worry about that right now. But yeah, you can go to category and keyword settings. And here, what you want to do is available categories selected. Make sure all categories are selected because I can never figure these out exactly, right? But you can go here and type in your keywords like ISIS. 6 questions. So that's interesting. The other day I had 7. I don't know why that is. Are all these selected? Yeah, maybe it was 6. But yeah, you can do ISIS and go back and begin the test. And that's how many questions it had related to ISIS. And it worked, and it was great. It was awesome. I guess that backdrop does not really like blue for some reason. A blue background. No, it's not working right here either. Let me see what I can do with that. That's a little better. Sorry about that, guys. You probably don't care anyway. It's just I notice it. But anyway, so that's a cool feature. I highly recommend it if you're at this stage. And probably what I will be doing, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, check that feature out. If you do PFR, for example, and you just studied PFR and you just want to review the PFR questions, you put that in there and that's what it's going to ask you. So very, very helpful. It gives you immediate feedback after you've reviewed, source material to test your knowledge again in that area, right? So today, what I did first off, when I started out the day in my study session, is I worked on the written drill. So I downloaded this again and actually timed myself. I'm filling out the whole thing. As you see, there's a lot to fill out here. But it took me about an hour. It took me an hour and 7 minutes, I think. But it was not complete. I did not have it all right. I had a lot of it correct. In fact, some of the older areas on here, it's in no particular order, really, all the material on here. So a lot of the stuff that I've been doing for a long time, I got those right. But what I started to do is I said, you know what, 3 days left. I need to focus. I don't need to spend, of that hour and 7 minutes, I don't need to spend 50 minutes filling out, repeating these. Really, I don't think I do anyway. Filling out these areas again and again that I feel like I have down. I have not felt that confident, by the way, until recently, where I could do this. But now what it is, I went back to these areas. I said, okay, I'm going to change the color. And these, of course, all to the right and at the bottom. These are kind of newer things that were added that I still need to commit to memory. This I pretty much got right, but there's one thing, that's the other thing. If there's anything wrong, like any doubt about what I wrote and whether that was correct, and when I check the answer here, then I marked it, And I recently did these again and got them right, and I'm going to, get it a couple more times before I mark that back to yellow. But these gave me a little more trouble, and I added something. I added a couple things, and I think that's what I'm talking about next. Yeah, there's a couple new problem areas that I added. OpenStack. Now I have a good bit of, I pretty much have down the different nodes and what they do and some of their components, but I cannot name off, for example, in a 3-node OpenStack, what are all the components in the controller node? I got maybe 4 or 5 correct, and some of them were wrong. So I added this in here. We look at the answers. I added this, and now I got this right, BGP diverse path proposals, the add paths proposal, and RFC 6774. And what are the mechanisms used to improve or add diverse paths to BGP? And you need to know which one is which. That's definitely important. So I got it right, but I thought, you know what? I had to think about it for a minute. So let me put that here in the drill sheet. But yeah, these are, the different components in a controller node, network node, compute node. And I need to work on those. So, and like this one, for example, I got correct except for the query timeout. I had the query interval for RFC IGMP default is 120. Marked it wrong. Got to go back and retake it and hope to get it right next time, right? So things like that. I worked on that for this, this morning. I did drill. This afternoon, I took another BOSON exam, and I did pretty good. I got 960. I think it was 960. It basically came down to I missed 3 questions. 3 or 4. It might have been, let's see, that would be 40 points. It's probably 4 questions. OpenStack, for example. But I felt pretty good about that, and I was flying through it, which means it's only so useful after so many times. As a matter of fact, in the Cisco exam guide, it says, it recommends using BOSON ExamSim for the written, but it says only use it a couple times. That's not me. I've been using it many, many times over and over and over again. So yes, I've memorized a lot of the questions, so they're not as effective. And it can give me a false sense of security in a way. But I'm still, I feel like I need to drill the information until I know the information, not just know the questions, right? That's the attitude I'm taking. So with 3 days left, I'm going to continue to do that. And I'll be hitting up, I haven't done any flashcards yet, just because I don't have this down. I kept adding to it. This is sort of my flashcards. My equivalent of the flashcards, a drill sheet. And I've continued to work on it, add to it, and I've never gotten it down until I do, which I anticipate to drill on this tonight and tomorrow. I feel like I'll have this, probably by tomorrow, I'll have this down, like down. So going into Saturday, I may start doing the flashcards. Other than that, I've done a little bit of Cisco Live prep. I've got some more to do. I want to get my schedule nailed down. I want to look through my schedule again, just review everything. I will be on a motorcycle, so I have to map things out. I don't have a mount for my phone. I don't really believe in doing that, and it's fine if you do. I'm not saying that's wrong. I just know how I am, and it's best for me not to use one. So I have to be so focused, when I'm riding and on exactly what's in front of me. So I have to essentially memorize wherever I'm going to go. I have to commit it to memory as best I can. And if I need to stop, then I stop and I pull out my phone and double check something, and that's worked for me. It's helped me really get to know a lot of areas better. So yesterday when I went and checked out the restaurant where we're going to do the Land Tamer meetup, the Land Tamers dinner Tuesday night, and scoped it out. And really that area is more familiar to me than I thought. So, that's not going to be an issue, but I got to do that. I got the backpack in. I got a new power bar, what I call a power bar. It's a battery pack. In fact, let me grab it and show it to you. Of course, this is one of those things they said was really essential, and this should be enough. The reviews I read on it, it comes in a little package, and you'll see. I can post a link to it, and it has a button on here. I haven't read the instructions, but I did charge it. I think when you plug a cable into it, it has a LED right here that's just really cool. It tells you the charging percent. I don't have anything here to really show that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And it looks kind of like, oh, here we go. Yeah, so right now it's 100% charged. If you can see that. But yeah, so, things like that, play with that a little bit, doing a little more prep. I got the backpack in, new backpack for the event, and the backpack actually has a net, so I can put the helmet, attach it to the backpack. So if I can carry that around, we'll see if I'm going to do that or not. But anyway, just things like that. And of course, yesterday I went and we did some recon on the restaurant that we chose for the Land Tamers meetup, and I think it's going to work out great. So that's really all I got, folks. 3 days, wishing good bits. Sending telepathically the good bits through the wires to everybody who's getting ready for their exam in 3 days at Cisco Live, if you're going to be there. So I'm real excited. One thing I am going to share later on, I always do this thing for each exam. I put a bunch of terms that were new to me preparing for the exam in word clouds, and I want to go back because I want to go back and look at some of the others I've done in the past. But this is the one I came up with for the CCI written. I'm going to post it on Instagram and Twitter. Just haven't had time yet. But I put a link to that site. It's kind of cool. And it's just, what's the word I want to use for it? It's for nostalgia. So no other utility than that, really. It's just kind of a little artsy thing to do. But I'm going to go back and look at the other ones just to kind of that tells me in a way how far I've come, since the last exam, theoretically. So good stuff. But that's all I got, folks. Wishing you all the best. I hope everyone has a good night tonight. If you're cramming for your next exam in 3 days or whatever it is, or if you're doing labs or you're actually taking care of business so that you can free up time to study, I wish you all the best, everybody. Sending you good vibes. Thanks for stopping in here, Land Tamer Stream. And tomorrow is normally my day off, but I may stream like midday. I may do a quick stream just to give a 2-day update. And again, the schedule is going to be a little bit of flux, but I'll post it on Discord. So if you're not on our Discord channel, definitely check it out. We got a lot of Cisco Live goodness going on there. We'll be posting photos and videos and things like that during Cisco Live. So looking forward to it. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Appreciate all your support. Hit that follow button if you haven't already, please. Appreciate the support for that. And if you've got a Amazon Prime and you haven't used your Twitch Prime yet, would love it if you use it on me. That'd be great. Hit that sub button, and we appreciate the support. Thanks, folks. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the Land Tamer Stream.